he would soon make his fortune, Mr. Shakespeare said. I mean, when he first left me and the children and ran off to London. That would have been the Easter the back chimney caught fire, which is to say, to make it nice and historical, the year before the year of the Great Armada. Our Susanna was not quite 4, the twins were just 2. Mr. Shakespeare was 23, in the prime of his prematurity. Oh, but he was burning with ambition. His hair came flying out in handfuls when he talked of what he wanted to do. He would tug it as he talked, his eyes ablaze. He was all talk, all aspiration, all desire for the world of men. Why, he was jealous of the sun, in my estimate. I'll write, he promised, and I thought he meant letters. Well, great prospects, wife, he said. A sea voyage with Sir Francis Drake, no less. I can't believe he had any hand in the scattering or the sinking of Spain's armada. He never could abide the sight of blood. When I cut my thumb chopping onions, he keeled over, fainting. I don't know what he was doing in those earliest days, to tell the truth. Sir Smile always was a sly boots. He liked to tell lies for the hell of it, and by hell I mean sport. To a devil, confusion is amusement. But there's more to the matter than that. Mr. Shakespeare told lies, not just for hell's sake. Mr. Shakespeare thought that lying confirmed him in his soul's freedom. He would not be pinned down by facts. He couldn't abide you to fix him. So for as long as I knew him, Mr. Shakespeare used his fancy to make stories about himself that kept him free. It was second nature to him, and it gave him, in his own eyes, a second life. For example, if he'd been to Wilmcote, he would say he'd been to Bidford. Not because he'd done anything wrong at Wilmcote necessarily, nor for any reason at all, save the reason that he did not want you to know where he had been. At such moments, you would see his eyes enjoying your innocent belief that he had passed the day in Bidford. He liked to see you thinking of him walking down that lane, seeing those chickens, speaking with this woman or that man, while in his heart he knew it had been otherwise. By such means, Mr. Shakespeare kept his true life secret. Not for any good reason, just because that was the way with him. Similarly, I suppose, it was the wrong road that always drew his feet. If you told him that at Wilmcote he would see the maypole, then he would thank you and seem glad and interested. But when you had gone, he'd take the road for Bidford. Did Mr. Shakespeare think that his dream of the maypole was more perfect than the dance? Or did he take the wrong road because he belonged on the wrong road by reason of its wrongness, which matched his own? I knew my husband well. I knew that look that spoke of Bidford when its face had been to Wilmcote. I knew that face's lord and owner just couldn't help it. The having to be free to make words mask the truth of him. So, after a while, I asked Mr. Shakespeare no more questions, and he told me no more lies.